But of course, here at Thoughtful Movement and Fitness, our goal is not aesthetic change or physique change. While we do that, and these tools will certainly help you to do that, our focus is really feeling good, creating that desirable association over time with the movement. And then as well, also over time, we start to tune it into exactly how these tools can work best for you to make your life better, to relieve from the day-to-day stuff. And that's especially true if you're somebody who is challenged by, depression, anxiety, any number of health conditions, both mental and physical. But especially those of us who are familiar with the depression, anxiety stuff, these tools can be really useful for relieving some of that symptomology. Okay, well, I talked too much already, so we're just going to go into the video, and I'm going to try to not talk too much, but I'll pause and we'll talk about it whenever things seem appropriate to do so. Welcome to Thoughtful Movement and Fitness. I'm Clayton. We are practicing psychology, or rather we're bringing psychology into movement for health settings. This is the first and most important video where we're going to talk about the core 4 compound muscle movements. That's pushes, pulls, squats, and deadlifts. With those core 4 muscle movements, we have a complete full body workout and the framework that you're going to use as the template for pretty much all workouts moving forward. Now, that's not to say that all workouts are going to be pushes, pulls, squats, and deadlifts, but for somebody who's working out, 3 times a week, pushes, pulls, squats, and deadlifts is really all you'll ever need. Okay, so there's a little bit of nuance to this statement. I wouldn't have somebody who is working out 3 to 4 days a week or let's say, I think I said 3 days a week. I wouldn't have somebody who's working out 3 days a week just do the core 4 with every workout. We would adjust it and make each one a little bit different, but that's more advanced. So for now, I don't want you to worry about that. Especially if you're learning, I want you to just start moving and then repeat. And obviously, if you do choose to use these tools a lot, just make sure that you're adhering again to what we just talked about in terms of if you feel anything wonky, if you feel any discomfort, that you're not pushing that, okay? And you're letting your body rest and recover. And for most people, that's all they'll ever need their entire lives. That's because pushes work primarily the front of your upper body, pulls work primarily the back of your upper body, squats work primarily the front of your lower body, and deadlifts work primarily the back of your lower body. So from a functional standpoint, we get all the 4 main ways that we move our body through the world. And I guarantee you there's at least 300 or 400 or 500. There's probably not many people watching this, but there's going to be a whole handful of people watching this who are like, yeah, I don't like working out because it feels bad. I'm here talking to you, and I'm talking to everybody too, because there's lots of people who exercise and just take it for granted, take it as granted that we need to be miserable, and we don't need to be miserable. We certainly do want to break a sweat, so to say, so to speak. I guess that's not even so to speak. That's just a straight, literally, we want to break a sweat, but not necessarily every single time. Again, we're not exercising into misery, and we're choosing to move in a way that feels good ultimately and starts to build the association in our brains that exercise is a desirable behavior that we want to do more often. And then from that point, a lot of the challenges that come with traditional fitness, you hear discipline and build habits and all that, it kind of takes care of itself. A lot of those challenging things, if we can just get to movement, do movement, feel good, repeat that, and it starts to create its own momentum, it starts to create its own habituation, and it's starting to create its own its habits. You start to build habits, and inadvertently over time you end up building discipline. With that, I'm just going to go ahead and get into the movement, and if at any point you feel any kind of discomfort, take care of yourself, number 1, and don't continue to do the movement unless 1, you've figured out how to make it not be wonky, or 2, give it some time and you practice it and learn how to improve your form, okay? Again, reach out to me if you have any questions. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and just get started with the movement.